Alright folks, welcome to Behind the Fence Season 2, Episode 1. It's your boy Ryan Seacrest, also known as RDTV. Daddy's a bit indisposed now. He had an explosion in the toilet and the entire ceramics around it just punctured his skull and the bleeding doesn't stop. I told him he should probably get that checked out.
Well, the blood started coming and it don't stop coming and it don't stop coming and it don't.
Oh look, his motor functions have returned to his body once again. What a shocker!
Somebody clinked me on the lobe and it just came back in. It just came right back in. Oh, don't you just love it when your skull clinks? I've had myself a couple of concussions one time, and believe it or not, well, not a couple. That makes it seem like I'm just out here dodging death on the daily, but no.
Yeah, I get the regular concussion every so once in a while, you know?
No. I swear to God. I've had myself a concussion one time that happened at a concert. Me and my buddy had gone down to this one little theater that's down here from us. And I wanted to try to crowd surf, but I was not in the most optimal of positions at this place. And mind you, this was a little bit of an extreme metal show. I was there. I'm still.
I mean, I can't imagine you going to crowd surf on like a classical fucking music concert. Yeah, get that violoncello out there. Yeah, the girl goes wild, and everybody's like a pleasant, you know, mannered clap in the fucking audience, and they're like, yeah.
You see, I wanted to dream that I could be the guy to fucking crowd surf on this shit. But the thing about it is, and keep in mind, extreme metal show, it's not fun. Fucking, I was not in the most optimal of positions to start this shit. I was basically just in the crowd somewhere like by the like lower kind of like left side of the middle, but just kind of in the crowd there standing, couple of dudes above me, couple of dudes below me in height. They're just standing there like, how can I get up this shit to crowd surf?
Did you do a vertical takeoff? Did you try and jump it?
I attempted the good old vertical takeoff, but what had happened was I didn't take into account the variables of, you know, gravity, weight.
That's a good variable to keep in mind.
Speed and inertia. Didn't think about any of these things.
Acceleration is also a good one. You could use that.
It looked like it looked like one of those not vertical. It looked like one of those fail videos of pets when they're standing on like a table and they want to jump over to like either the table or the bed. That's about an arm length and a half in distance, and they get their footing badly out of place, and so they end up just slipping and fucking. It's like you pushed over a hunk of shit over the cliff, and it face plants to the bottom. That's what happened. I did a little bunny hop and kind of looked like an awkward tree trying to do timber into a bunch of fat dudes. Now, they did catch me.
Help me, I've fallen and I can't get up.
And they threw me up. These three fat dudes I fell into then proceeded to crowd surf me all by themselves. It was at that point that somebody...
That's more a crowd carry. You have like a personal guard to carry on their shield.
To me, it was crowd surfing, and nobody can change the definition in my brain because I felt alive. I felt so unbelievably alive.
The only concert I've ever been to is the Depeche Mode concert in like 2014. Like I was already of a bit of an age then. So I'd never listened to music, let alone go to a concert. I like won a ticket or something. And I've always heard like, oh yeah, those are like cool techno people. And like my fucking brain is like, oh you mean like the beeps and boops that the modern DJs do, right? And then I go there and it's like some fucking rock music ballads with synthesizers, and I'm like, alright, music is a cool thing now, I listen to this. But like crowd surfing isn't a thing there.
Wanted.
Yeah, crowd surfing isn't a thing. Like the only way you can actually even dance to Depeche Mode is like just a slight marginal movement with your shoulders. It looks like you're having a seizure, but you're not really. Because
everybody there is stiff as a board.
Yeah, and they're just like enjoying the silence, as you would put it. wink in like star fade, star wipes. Just can we get a lot of star wipes on this show? We need to find a way to incorporate Sony Vegas star wipes into it, like with awful background colors. Wait? I need to ask the producer. Can we afford that? We can. Oh.
Put it on screen.
Yeah.
In the meantime, I want to tell you. In the meantime of this completely anti-Depeche Mode concert, clocked while getting crowd surfed personally, clocked right in the head by somebody's elbow. I swear to God, for a full second, I saw God and I was suspended in limbo.
You were being torn like in a series of what was it? What was that weird Atari like 2600 game? It was like Pitfall. The moment you touch something, you start getting torn between heaven and hell, and you sort of.
Oh, Jesus! I had to see that.
Yeah, you just flinch between like you're upwards, you're downwards, you're upwards, you're downwards. You're like being torn by a demon and angel. One of us is trying to rape you, and the other is like, "Oh no, you're fine. You know, you're gonna get better." And then you don't get better.
I hope to one day get myself a little Atari flashback. Those things have over 100 of those olden Atari games. Hope to get myself one, specifically because I want to do something special. Do you know the story about the legendary,
Darth Pegasus,
the man himself, Mr. Activision, aka the King of Video Games, aka Todd Rogers?
No, indulge me.
This is a little bit of a history piece into the lore of speedrunning. Good old video game speedrunning.
Oh yeah, I saw you posting a thing on Twitter. You were really into it. You was like, you must watch this video at least once in its entirety.
Please. No. That was R. White Goose's video about Mr. Hyrule Gamer, the guy who essentially saved speedrunning from absolute oblivion. I'm telling you.
I've been watching a thing about speedrunning. It's like a lot of different people have been making this sort of it's not really a compilation, it's more like a video essay on different specific parts of speedrunning. Like, how did this trick get into like circulation? Who found it? How was it useful? How did it evolve from like this place to making this major like 10-minute skip later in the game somewhere?
It's just the immense grinding that happens off screen, off the cameras, figuring out these little tricks and bits to the point where, you know, the streams come back on, the screens come back on, and we just see it happen.
I mean, some people really just straight up do streams of them trying to get fucking tricks working. You know, there's like people who are like 24/7. The whole shit on Twitch is like, I am going to try and learn how to speedrun this shit.
It's amazing. I think it's absolutely amazing. That's why I'm doing DMC3 right now, and I'm practicing.
Are you speedrunning it though?
No, I'm practicing currently with Virgil.
Virgil is bae.
He is a like Dante is not a speedrun boy.
Yeah, he's
not a speedrun boy.
He can take a bit of speed. He can do flashy shit, you know.
Dante is the I want to get through the story boy. Virgil is I'm going to speedrun this boy.
I'm gonna open an Excel spreadsheet and fucking min-max my, you know, blood orbs or whatever they were.
Okay, I swear to God, believe me, everybody. I will forever be El Dante numero uno. But Virgil is just a 10 times better Dante. He does unit per unit, I think, rough number, but don't quote me on this because I'm not good with numbers. I'm a little bit of a poo-poo retard when it comes to numbers. But I think he does like roughly unit per unit 50% more damage. 50 to like 100% more damage than Dante does. I barely have any moves with Yamato, and yeah, when he comes up to something, he's just like, "Hey man, so you trying to stand my way like that?" Yeet! Just deleted. deleted.
He's a fast boy. He played Sonic the Hedgehog and fucking speedran that. You know, that was his childhood over in hell, wherever. You know, just Sparta was like, fuck, take this Sonic. just take it.
Take my Sonic. Boy.
Boy.
Do you want to be Sonic?
I need to play through DMC.
Sonic.
I
need more Sonic.
Father, I need Sonic. He is my only friend.
Why do you refuse such Sonic? I don't like Sonic.
That's like weakling Dante in the fucking corner. He's like, I'm a Mario guy.
I love imitating his voice like that. But without further ado, second season, baby. Woo! Roll out the music. I said, roll out the music. That's right, baby. Welcome back to the Behind the Fence podcast show, the best show ever done behind the fence. Joining with me is my lovely partner and co-host,
Ryan Seacrest.
Bratilda.
Oh, that. Sure.
And today, I think we're going to start the episode with a little bit of a calm, mournful moment for Coco the gorilla, who has passed.
Oh, no.
Will be missed. Another gorilla lost. I don't know what this world is coming to nowadays. We're losing too many gorillas out there, friends. I think we need to band together, make some kind of a stand, get some kind of action planned and organized so that we can hopefully prevent this in the future. And I want to start off with hashtag
What if we put gorillas in protective cages?
No, we can't put them in cages because that's limiting to their freedoms.
But they would be safe from the bullet. They would be bullet immune.
Don't you remember what Benjamin Franklin, aka $100 Bill, said in the past? Those who would give up liberty for security deserve neither.
Yeah, that's
and
why
I
we got
believe
communism.
him, and I believe him.
How did this just happen? Some motherfucker. Let me just go and do my spiel. Some motherfucker saw behind the fence and fucking unfollowed. Who the fuck are you? I had 77 followers this fucking morning. Now I have 76. If I find your fucking username, I will follow you to the depths of hell and bring that follow back.
Bring that on back here.
How dare you?
That was me.
Yeah, you can leave. I don't want you here. Come on. What are you doing?
Had to dip out of that one. Now, baby, come back. I'm needing you. Baby, come back. I'm needing you. No, don't harass our buddies. Harass Sakurai instead. He didn't put Waluigi in the game.
I send him nude pics of Waluigi, not myself. I've sent him nude pics either way, but still.
I think Ridley is Waluigi. That is Waluigi. That's
Ridley
just
from like the Nostromo, the one that fought the alien.
Yep.
Or like the one who directed Blade Runner.
That's the same person. Also, I feel that the Ridley character model. That's Waluigi. He's just in the costume. It's just a costume. It's just a costume. It's real. That's him in there. We just don't believe it. We don't believe it, but I'm telling y'all, it's real. It's him. He's in there. But secondly, if folks actually do this, please don't actually do this. Don't, because Japanese people are very nice. Japanese people are very, very nice people. Even when, because it doesn't happen too much in their culture. Not really a lot. Japanese people don't really do it. So usually it's only instances when fucking stupid foreigner white gaijin Americans like us.
Does that exist as a term in society? Get
Gaijin,
out of my
yeah.
fucking shop, you white weeaboo.
No, gaijin. See, we call them weeaboo, they call us gaijin. Culture, man. Culture happens. But I know I feel like it's just mostly us harping at him about it, but the thing about those folks is they are very nice to you. They'll be very nice to you. And from what I've seen, like these devs, they listen to a lot of shit, especially because they make these guys are genius. They make really, really good games. They are held to extremely high standards. So when they don't do minute shit like that, people like come at them. But the thing about these devs that they make these world-class video games like rock stars like Hideo Kojima, when people come at them like that, they tolerate it a lot. But if you just like keep coming at him at some point and you like really like grab his nerve or something, they were gonna roast you. They are going to roast you. The Pokemon people finally were fucking fed up after what? 15 years of please put Gen 5 and Gen 3 and Gen 2 and Gen 6 and Gen 5 together, but only this ones, and no these legendaries and no Gen 5 legendaries, and you can only have these kinds of Pokemons, and please no Master Balls, and please, and they were like, you want to know what we do with that? Was like all of this, what we've been doing for the last 15 years? What we do is we take all of this, we print it out on paper, and then I staple it, and then I go over into the development studio, like the development studio part in the big room where it's just a bunch of public cubicles of everybody working together. I go out in there, I go out to the top step, and I just start reading these aloud to everybody, and we all laugh together. That's what they do. They will roast you. They will roast you. They are cutthroat. And they don't, because, you know, sometimes I understand it. I understand. I'm not the biggest Smash person, and maybe if I was, maybe I'd have a different opinion. So let's just go forward like that. But I feel like it's not worth it to disturb that kind of hive. It's not worth it to be roasted by the cutthroat Japanese man. Just not.
Consider this. I think it started like a meme. Like, people want the thing that is meme-worthy, and Waluigi is the perfect cause. It is like
he was already a meme before this. Before this, he was a meme.
But now we got deflated ass Snake, and we got inflated ass Bayonetta in the same fucking show. And you're telling me
my boner doesn't know what to do anymore.
Yeah, you have a problem with a Smash that has both of these, and they're able to smash together. Becky, Lemmy, what? So, just let the good old Japanese men do their thing. You know that patches exist. We're in an era of digital distribution. You can download your, like, Waluigi skin for free probably in the future. I know it will never replace your sweet, Italian sweetheart, but you could try. It will fill part of the void.
I mean, you don't know. You don't know because it's a new game and they're making it from scratch. So you don't know what if you like it. What if you like Ridley? You'll just never. It feels, and we have all these funny haha laugh moments in the show, and I love it and I believe it, and I love our funny moments. But even sometimes we have to feel that take the new experience as it comes, because that's how I feel as a community make video gaming better, because video gaming in a way does directly reflect off us. At least now it does. Once the Atari passed and once the SNES started to get into the groove, that's when the video games started to reflect off us, the human playing them.
I don't
And-
remember. There was this thing I saw. I think it was an IGN review or something. It was some sort of review about some weird game from like 2008. And they say, well, like, I can't believe the graphics have gotten to a point where this is really realistic. I don't know how far the game can go. You know, I don't know how graphics do.
Me don't understand. It look realistic. Me look at picture on screen. Me look outside. It's same thing.
Yeah.
Me head explode.
And the video is basically like, what's like 2008? Like God Hand. Something like that, where you can still see like proper pixels on screen. Like non-anti-aliased ones. And now like 10...
The aliasing is like the most tangible thing on the screen. Sometimes it's more tangible than the actual graphics being presented.
Yeah, and now 10 years later, I fucking have a small box on my fucking desk, which is like 500 gigabytes. Could you fucking imagine 500 gigabytes a few years ago? and like, it has so much graphics packed into that shit. They can fucking do me, like, so many effects. And I'm like, alright, now this may be getting really close to realism. And then you fucking look at movies, and what they're fucking doing with, like, processing. And God of War.
It couldn't be more artificial. It couldn't be more out of place and completely shattering of any immersion you thought you wanted to have with this movie. It just looks at your immersion and says, ooh, what's this?
I mean, I was gonna say they were pretty alright, actually. Like, if we're talking about the shitty new, like, oh yeah, we have like 50 billion to blow on this project, let's just put it all in the VFX team. I think it'll be a good investment.
I swear to God, I've had a jump. I've had a weird jump. I watched movies a lot in the early 2000s. The mid 2000s, have not watched a single movie. Only kind of like in the last 2 to 3 years have I picked up on watching movies, and even then it's like here and there. I'll go to the theater to watch maybe 4 to 5 of them. My taste maybe has become eclectic. I maybe really am the old fossil that I think I'm becoming. But shit.
I mean, I'm also kind of an old fossil, but not in the same sense. I have a thing where I can watch new movies, but I generally kind of disagree with them. Like, I've gotten to watch a lot of old movies like Humphrey Bogart, Lauren Bacall, like all those like 50s, 60s stars where it was just like black and white and nothing else. And, you know, you see that they've been doing a lot more with characters because they couldn't do a lot with, per se, the graphics, for lack of a better term. You know, you couldn't make like a grandiose set that moved and everything. It was probably just like some studio. So everything was kind of done with talking and with, you know, showing and with not much, oh yeah, let's have Humphrey Bogart sit in front of a green screen and then we'll move his limbs. Just, Mr. Bogart, could you please T-pose for us? We're going to move your limbs artificially so we can basically make this movie however we want. Yeah, your contribution is done. Pick up your suitcase with $2 million. I saw this thing where apparently Guillermo del Toro lent...
Guillermo del Toro.
Yeah, he lent Hideo Kojima a 3D scan of his body. Which, you know, could be used for many different things, but he used it for that second trailer in Death Stranding. I don't remember what E3 it was.
So that's like ratio perfect Guillermo del Toro. That's like to size and shit.
Yeah. Apparently, Guillermo hasn't anything to do with Death Stranding. He's like kind of probably a producer or something, but he doesn't really have any effect on the game. He's there for ideas, I suppose. But the idea that he just, like, because they're friends with Kojima and they were going to do Silent Hills, he just was like, yeah, you can scan my body, you can use it, and, you know, not
Just
really worry
text
about
me.
it.
Text me usually if you do it. If you're gonna do it.
And since I've looked really into Kojima because I'm a fucking fanboy and I love the guy, he got this technique, I think, developed for Ground Zeroes and Phantom Pain, where, you know, he scanned Kiefer Sutherland, Stephanie Justin, and I think it was Troy Baker. Like, all three of them were scanned into the game so they could be used as, like, Ocelot, Quiet, and Snake. And it was just this rig of cameras really similar to what, you know, the Matrix movies used to make those, like, freeze frame shots that, you know, surround Neo. And now it's gotten to, like, you need, like, a few seconds probably to change a few lights around so you can light different parts of the body. And, like, with a couple of rotations, you can get a properly convincing 3D model of someone. You know, it doesn't go without refinement, that's still a given. You know, you need a human hand to touch it and make it feasible because it's just polygons and data bytes everywhere. It's pretty shit to work with and probably not optimal at all. But
it's like a frame. It's like the best frame we have.
It's like you can literally just take someone and paste his fucking face on anyone in your game. You know, you can do motion capture, that's alright.
It's like, it's not even to, like, paste them. It's to literally put them in the game.
Yeah.
It's to literally, like, beyond what we could ever possibly do before.
And what I've also seen is with Rogue One, they did, like, Admiral Talkin, whose actor I forget his name, but he was literally another actor who looks vaguely similar to him and has some of the same vocal qualities, and they sort of took his face as a frame, took the original actor's face as another thing, and sort of, like, tried to mesh both. And I've seen that a lot of people complain about the uncanny valley being a problem there. What I've noticed is that people who play video games and, like, sort of take part in that culture don't really get that from movies. We're sort of used to seeing something that doesn't look really alright, and we can dismiss it in a way. While, like, moviegoers who haven't touched a video game or haven't seen anything like proper digital are like, oh yeah, that literally doesn't look like a human being, I see pixels there.
Oh man, it feels like it's such a bridging to, like, the gaps of, like, the mediums between, like, acting or celebrity cinema work and right into video gaming, considering just how much we can, like, transfer somebody from the real world into a video game now, because is exactly as back in the day, it was really plastering a polygonal face on a little flat mushman model and trying to flatten and kind of mold them out as best as you can. We were essentially carving out wooden dolls, but in a digital sphere.
There was
back
a cool
in the day.
video essay, because I for some reason watch video essays when I'm bored.
Video essays are the shit. YouTube video essays are the shit.
Yeah, you can find some fucking cool shit there. So there was one, I think it was by H Bomber Guy, who's, like, properly one of the best. And
he does some good video essays.
Yeah, he was
Although
talking about
really
how
agree with him a lot.
He's got some political weight on him, which I can understand, but I don't really notice it. But he had this video on VHS and how, like, the lack of fidelity from VHS tapes moving onto, like, proper 4HD monitors and, like, pixel perfect interpolation kind of ruined old movies, because, like, Terminator 2, you know, Judgment Day, where, like, he was basically a liquid Terminator, and all of those graphics now that look like cleaning crisp are really fucking gouging your eyes out bad nowadays. Well, in VHS you were kind of, you know, everything was a bit muddy, a bit darker, you couldn't really see the silhouette all right. You know, it wasn't straight edges. It was kind of muddy. So all those things kind of looked okay for the time, and nowadays they look really, really dated.
That's just dated, but God, I can't help but put it to the metaphor of it was a true point where digitally we were carving out wooden model, like just little wooden figurines, wooden statues with our primitive digital knives and hatchets, and now we're fully transferring people to perfect ratio points, perfect variable points, almost as if we're cloning a copy and converting that copy into a digital form and then just putting it into the game and having a whole physics rule set to perfectly mimic it, so there's no whatsoever break from it and the reality it's imitating. It's quite uncanny how far video games have managed to come in not even 100 years, not even 50 years.
Yeah, it's
Not
like every year, every so-called generation of like consoles or whatever, you get
it,
better.
it used to be it used to be every couple of years, then it used to be every 2 to 3 years, and now it's every year.
There was like this concept, I think in informatics or hardware production. I think it's called Moore's Law or something.
Yeah,
Where,
Moore's Law, that at some point we're going to reach a cap, or I don't know, because we can only exponentially rise so far.
yeah, but I think the sort of caveat with that was that transistors in like a CPU or whatever incrementally get shortened like twice-fold every once in a while. Like, we reach a point where we could fit twice as more things onto the same fucking size PCB, and for that we get like a really big linear increase in quality for whatever we're doing, be that computing or fucking just anything.
Oh, so the rise in power becomes proportionate to function.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Huh. But I still feel like a lot of exponential rise in computing power eventually either leads to some hard cap, or there's some kind of variable bounce that must occur due to
Yeah, you
just
don't know. We
continuing the
might not
processing
use
power up.
computers in like 30 years. It might be just like, oh yeah, I'm using my gas machine to evaporate my video game and consume it directly. Like, it might be just
And
a
then
foreign concept.
I feel it. It's it. It reminds me of some. This is what video games are going to be. They're going to be some dystopianly strange shit where
They're
what
gonna
you
be a
do is
drug at some point. I
it's
could
like a
imagine
slab.
that.
No, it's literally just like a white little perfect marble slab that's about the size of a small book, and you just grab it and you hold it and just video game. Like you're in the video game, it's happening to you. Just and whenever you wanna go back, all you have to do is just like either like touch a certain part of your body and then just you're
I'll
right back
take
in.
the VR goggles off. Segue to
Or
topic.
or just take the VR goggles off and come back into the real world, Digit. We miss you.
Yeah.
We miss you, Digit. Come back into the real world.
I remember him being really, really fucking proud that something he made, I don't know how he made it, he probably just botched something in Blender and was like, yeah, let's take this pine tree and put anime on it, and for some reason it got
Hey, it
really
looked good.
popular.
I looked all of that shtick. I loved all of his shtick. Digger is the shit. I still love his channel. I wish that
He actually streamed.
I'm hoping he comes back to it. He is also one of our unfortunate buddies that I have noticed have fallen off, but I have nothing but hope. I have nothing but hope, and I'm holding out when Digger comes back online, retweeting that shit, putting that shit on. I'm watching it.
We could just go into his house and force disconnect him from virtual reality. Just like, welcome to the real world, bitch. Now you're in our house.
Now it's reality. But the thing about it is, I can't help but think is like, is that healthy? Is it healthy to just
I think
constantly be
his
playing
eyes are
VR?
like connected to LCD monitors now. I think he just has a cable running from his face to his goggles. He gets direct nerve eye stimuli to it, you know?
Jesus, that's dystopian as fuck.
I remember how much suffering he experienced. Like, a few days ago when he was playing Tabletop Simulator, he was still in fucking VR, you know? It wasn't that generic, oh yeah, I must use a mouse. He was like proper trying to type in a password using his VR controller thingies, which he was waving around with lasers. And he was so distraught when he had to actually get up, go to his computer, and type in a password on a keyboard. He was so unused to the concept of using a
How
keyboard.
do type? Ooh, I don't know.
Digit is what I imagine when people say like
That's
VR is
really
gonna
dystopian.
yeah. It's like what happens when VR becomes real life?
Oh God, then we're trapped. There's nothing left. But I'm sure at some point, but I think VR will phase it out because I'm sure at some point, like you're not going to be feeling too well if you abuse that stuff too much. Like you are going to start like developing health problems.
I
You
mean, it's
will.
still in kind of the early phases, isn't it? Like we've gone a bit, you know, far and beyond with, you know, the what was the first one? Like it was the Oculus, the prototype for it, and now there's like PlayStation VR, there's
PlayStation
HTC
VR, the
Vives,
Vive,
Oculus 2 things. I think there's like a new
there's a new
Oculus.
Oculus one. There's a
Yeah.
Facebook one apparently, Facebook VR or whatever.
Didn't
No,
they
that's
buy Oculus?
yeah, I guess that's oh, this is the one that I was thinking about, the HoloLens.
Oh yeah, that's Google, I think. But I don't think the HoloLens was like VR. It was AR, which is like, oh yeah, we're gonna put like an actual HUD on your face, like you can see your health bar and like ammo or whatever. The same notion, but in real life.
Oh, this was like the Google Glass.
Yeah, kind of, but bigger and heftier.
Did
I
people
don't.
actually wear these things? Like, did they use them?
I think people use them, but they're still kind of like not ready. I think. I just want to see it when
I think
I
you
get
could buy
old.
them.
And like my kids get you know, really into their VR, you know, when technology has gotten a bit cheaper and more accessible. Not that it's not accessible now, but it's kind of
I think it was
clunky.
it was sold to car manufacturers and tech manufacturers.
Yeah, you can find fucking uses for it. I'm not saying that it's worthless. It's like new stuff you can do with your face. But
It was really good. It's just uh it just wasn't the commercial thing that they wanted it to be. I feel it
yeah,
really
the thing
wasn't
is,
this.
it's still like a pretty capitalistic project. They want to make money out of it. They want to
Oh
have
yeah.
like proper patented shit. Like we made the VR happen. We
Oh
are.
no, of course.
They want to be the new Disney. Like we made Mickey Mouse. We want to keep that forever.
We want to be the guys who did something fucking cool. But see, the way I feel about it is Google, I've see this as they wanted to have this be much more commercial, something trendy and commercial that the kids are into and it's hip and it's something that they like and they watch and enjoy. Uh Instead of just this, it's very utility. It's very utility. It's
I mean, for
also
now it is. Tomorrow it might be like, what are you wearing on your face all the time?
I feel like it was utility to begin with. It was extremely just uh you know, this doesn't really have much purpose except, you know, we could find like utility based kind of like technical skills to integrate this to, and we could use it for much more nuanced and in-depth spots of observation. Like for instance, they use this to study the facial patterns and emotional expressions of kids in autism to better understand how to just how it works, and get a better understanding for it. And they go into things like being able to decode emotion, eye contact, speech, conversation skills, behavior, and self-regulation. It's amazing. I think it's amazing. But yet, what Google wanted was it was this thing that's like, oh, I'm hanging out at home. I'm just gonna click my Google Glass, call up my bro.
Yeah, they wanted it to be like the sporty stuff. I had this thing, so I have a few friends in like literature circles for whatever reason. And I got sent a thing to read yesterday, which was like, why do people really, have to differentiate the entire stigma of, oh, you're a Gen Xer, you're a millennial, you're a GYer and a GZer, because you were born in this point and you like these things. And like, there's like people who make statistics about how much people's attention span is and what they like and what's their like point of view towards society and shit. And I'm like, but you can have people born at the same time who have different interests. That kind of goes against the whole, oh yeah, every single millennial type is the one who sits in his fucking living room and wants a Google Glass so he can talk with his bras.
But it's the very pre-assumptive thing that we go in towards with like our age groups, just because, well, if a lot of them are doing it, it's likely that if you come across any like random case, they're going to be doing it too. Comes down to the probability of, well, if I can write an article in which I could reasonably like say that like a million fucking millennials all enjoy braining themselves with a skateboard, and I have like a cited thing to back that up to say, yeah, no, this is true. It comes from the CDC that about over a million millennials, specifically millennials, a year, bash their shit in with a skateboard. If I could write something like that down, then and that's a headline, let's say that would probably catch a lot of attention. And that's why these headlines catch a lot of attention, because they're weirdly generalizing, but they usually always try to back themselves up very well. And because they're backed up very well, and because they've made this broad statement, then we tend to associate what we've just heard to probability. And of course, when it's big numbers, whether or not we forget them, we remember it's a big number. From there, the brain can make up whatever memory you made of that. From there, it's just, well, I heard 1 trillion millennials every year brain themselves with a skateboard. So, I mean, I'm pretty safe in saying that if I ever meet one, best stand away from him, give him the space. I don't want to get that splatter on me. That's what happens. That's essentially what happens.
There's this beautiful joke that I don't think has an equivalent in English culture, but it's like two soldiers are going for the regular military examination, like health examination. They go to the doctor. One of them comes in through the door and is like, "Hello, doc." Yeah, sure. I'm gonna ask you a few questions. We're gonna see how you're doing. So, do you smoke? He's like, "Yeah." So you must like drinking, yeah? Like, yeah. So if you like smoking and drinking, so you like going out, yeah? You like going out with women? Yeah. Like, yeah, seems alright, sure. He ticks the box. Fucking next. Next man comes in, he's like, "Do you smoke?" Like, yeah, no. Like, then you must be gay. Fucking get out.
The logic, fella. I love that little string thing. I saw that where it was something similar to that, but the joke went along the lines of, do you have a dog? And the next guy comes in, he's like, "Do you have a dog?" "No." You're a faggot.
It's just literally what every advertising company thinks of millennials. Oh, you were
Unlike
born in this
Xbox.
moment. You must like colored hair, and freedom, and being very very liberal. And
No. Unlike Xbox, they treat their fans to a beautiful degree of sensibility. They treat them
Xbox.
like just like basic money. But you guys are like money bags, but we also feel like you're a little dim.
Remember when you could ask your Xbox to open Bing?
Remember
Hey,
Bing?
Xbox open Google. What? I can't hear you. Xbox open Bing. Opening Bing.
Immediately, I will do that for you.
What the fuck is the Google?
Xbox, contact ISIS.
Sure thing. And it opens a fucking lobby for COD 4. And it's like, and then you're like, oh, sure. Remember that scandal where, like, apparently PS3s or PS2s were being
Oh yeah,
used?
they actually had folks. They actually had folks from ISIS being used. I remember that, but I remember that way before when I was in my freshman year of high school, and I basically did not have a social life. That didn't exist. I didn't understand what that meant. It was either go out, get drunk, and find out which overpass to hang around with, or be at home and play World of Warcraft. And I remember a buddy of mine texting me and telling me, yo, we gotta not log in on Eridor for a few days. Shit's hot. And
Some
I was
of you
like,
guys
why?
are cool. Don't log in on Eridor.
And I thought, why? What's going on? And he goes, just go log on MySpace, because MySpace was a thing back in the time. And I go on, and whatchamacallit, he sends me this thing of like a link where apparently people from Al Qaeda use they make World of Warcraft. They just go, like, they have computers, and this is World of Warcraft. This game is not difficult to run. You can have a $200 laptop that will run that game at it'll be a locked 30, but that is complete for this game, completely playable. It is perfectly fine. It will run perfectly well, and you can play that game for 30 days free, or you could choose the option where you could play for a full month for completely free, and I guess you could like get whatever level you want. Back in the day, that was it. You could play whatever level you want. Or you could play as much as you want, but once you hit level 30, that's it. You cannot go any further. And what people did was they would go on, they would get the free account, just download the game, and make private make raid parties and go into the raid chat. Because apparently at the time, this wasn't just because it was online in a video game. This was specifically because I think they figured this out about the game. When you are in raid chat back then, your chat could not be viewed. It could not be viewed by admins, by any of the logs, by nothing. It was genuinely completely private. Only the users who were in a raid chat at the time, I think, were the only fellas who could see it. I think this is it, though, so this is like an old memory I'm quoting, so disclaimer. And they used that to just like Al Qaeda basically exchanged messages on the low and recruited people, apparently. I don't know how many people got recruited or if it really even happened. But
imagine going into WoW, with the intent of leveling blacksmithing, and then...
Friend, come. I will show you how to get Shadowmourne level 100.
And then...
Do you want to start the caliphate?
And he's like, but it will give me blacksmithing, right? And he's like, yes. You must join. I can't imagine someone on the internet being like, Oh,
join this organization.
is that a guild or something?
Yes. Yeah, he's like guild. He's like we will fight many to kill many of the goblins. And then I'm like, wait, goblins is it a race?
And then
Because this
the
was
time
way back
space
when.
continuum just falls apart and
That
you're
was way
sucked into a time
before,
vortex. Yeah, I know how that happened. I've done it a few times.
That was way before Cataclysm. They shut that shit down real quick. I feel weird for saying I wish that
Well,
still
you-
happened, but I kind of wish that still happened because it would have been funny. It would have been funny if we were into the Cataclysm patch and that was still going on.
There's
Because I
this
would
weird
think,
thing.
how have they not patched that? How have they not reversed it to the point where you could actually see what's going on instead of just it's encrypted. Here's just a free encrypted channel that you
Like
could just
most people
use.
on Twitter usually have their trends set to like personalized stuff or something. But I decided, yeah, I'm kind of not digging the
Bruh,
personalized stuff.
I use incognito mode. Can't no government get me.
Yeah. And so
Can't no
I,
government track my shit.
for like a week, I switched to like the worldwide trends, see what's popular in the world. And the moment I click that, text started just piling from the right side of the text box to the left side, and it was all squiggles. That people told me was apparently Arabic. To a big shock
What is this
of
Elvish?
mine,
Oh, that's Arabic.
I looked at it and I understood nothing. It vaguely resembled my handwriting, but it wasn't mine. So I was like, why do people do this? Why? Apparently, Twitter is a fucking cesspool of scum and villainy trying to just get people into Al Qaeda through
Oh, you
Twitter
didn't know
trends.
that? You didn't know that?
Yeah. And
It's
apparently,
always the two.
yeah, that could
always
be a
the Twitter
worldwide trend. You could make that a trend. Hey, let's join Al Qaeda.
It's just gonna be a meme.
At some point,
It's,
I think it already is, isn't it?
I mean, I know it's a thing that there's just a ton of super duper vocal, outspoken Al Qaeda memes, and like a lot of Al Qaeda accounts on Twitter, and a bunch of people that are affiliated with terrorists. Like the genuine ones, not their connects, not the representatives that some of the journalists like to get like official statements and shit for, but the bona fide fellas themselves, the ones that go out to do all the bombing and the hooting. But
Did you notice how
and they're
fast...
surprisingly vocal.
No, did
and-
you notice how fast people forgot that Al Qaeda was the thing, and now ISIS is the new thing? I mean, if I were Al Qaeda, I'd be doing shit right now. I'd be plotting. like we're off the radar for a bit.
Who are these guys that are trying to steal our spotlight? What?
Yeah.
Who are these fellas?
They
Fuck
didn't
outta
exist a few years ago. What was that?
Fuck out of here. Trying to take our spot. These fellas. But no, it's always been funny to me how folks think that the deal is like this is the big bad new terrorist group of like the year or something. No, Al Qaeda didn't go anywhere. We just stopped filming them and paying attention to them. So they stopped getting all that big worldwide attraction and attention that we willingly give them. So now we shifted and we are giving somebody else that spotlight.
Yeah.
ISIS.
Who's your favorite terrorist group? Pick your flavor of the week.
Would you like Hamas? Would you like Hezbollah? Would you like Al Qaeda?
I have
Or-
horrible news. I have horrible news.
Horrible news.
The
All of
Steam
the
sale-
Xboxes that are E3.
The Steam sale is on.
Oh shit! Now I have to look at this.
Protect your wallet, man. Just lock
All right,
it up
everybody,
somewhere.
get ready to go pour.
Get ready to vacate your home and get that mortgage payment because you're gonna need it.
The intergalactic summer sale. Y'all ready to go pour? Hell yeah, I am.
Hell yeah, man.
Let's see. Oh, just straight up get a Steam controller for 95 off. Excuse me?
Do you remember that point where they had like a game be?
Excuse me? These guys. Oh. Oh.
There was this game, I think it was Icy, which went on discount for all its products. And for some reason it was bundled with a Steam controller and a Steam Link, I believe. Like 2 of them. And it was dirt cheap, it was like $5 to get both. And there was this incredible moment in like Steam history where they just...
play. These motherfuckers don't play at all.
I can't actually log into Steam. People were just flooding. Yeah, because it was announced 40 minutes ago. Oh my god.
I think. Yeah, I can't get onto the store.
Yeah.
Store's crashed.
Yeah.
Oh, so there we go. I'm in.
I think the sale is going to continue from tomorrow to whatever. I think it's 5th of July or something. Did you get that memo from the producers?
Which one?
The one where they found a shit ton of money in an ancient burial tomb, and they said we could do another thing.
Oh yeah, I'm throwing that one out. I'm throwing that one out.
So they gave me like a lot of skeletons, a lot of money, and a weird box they'd found in like a grave they've dug up. So what I've decided to do with that money is we can have our own Happy Fun Time game show, which I will call the Behind the Fence Happy Fun Time game show from now on.
Happy Fun Time game show.
Yeah, we actually got graphics for it. They're almost animated. And I thought, what better way to make use of it than play the oldest game in history, What's in My Ancient Burial Tomb Box. You have...
What's in my...
You have 3 attempts to guess what's in my box. You will get...
What's in my ancient tomb burial box?
You will get a hint after every failed attempt, but the hint will have nothing to do what is within the box. It will just be a hint for something else in life.
Ooh, this is a good one. Ah, what a bit. Okay. What's in the box? What's in the box? I'm going to guess that in the box is a nice big peach.
It does have something to do with food, though if you take a piece of raw bacon and fry it, it turns into cooked bacon.
It is grease.
It might be, though. Have you considered that having all toothpastes be labeled as extreme whitening is very, very racist?
Is that the hint?
Yeah.
Is that the? Can you reel it back real quick? I'm having a hard time decoding this.
But it's important that you rationalize your thought patterns, because this is your final and 3rd attempt. If you do not guess it, I will be forced to reveal the box without your acknowledgement.
Inside that box is a long string.
You're actually correct. It is Golden Globe nominated actor Kevin Bacon.
We did.
How is this hotkey not working? Producers, what the fuck did you do? Here's Kevin Bacon. He was there the whole time. That's all we had money for. We don't have another box, so we're just gonna have to wait until they like ravage a few more tombs and probably find another one.
Why do we have stern, awfully mad Kevin Bacon?
I mean, that's all we got, man. We couldn't get happy Kevin Bacon. Surely.
Why can't we have sweet Kevin Bacon? Why can't we have footloose Kevin Bacon?
I don't know, man. Just ask the producers. That's the game show. That's all we had money for. You know, just
Oh, we
just
ran out
don't
of
criticize
budget
me. I'm trying to make what we've got from Aztec gold. You know, it's a thing.
The Aztec gold we've had.
You know, we're probably cursed forever now. But we had like this bit while my bitrate was taking a shit. So probably no one will ever actually see this.
No one's. Ah! All right, tune in next week for another game show.
Yeah.
This time we're going to do.
Did you know what just happened?
I'm gonna
The
strap
moment you
Artie
said
to the channel, set the firework.
the
Just
moment
send
you
them off
said
the
it's gonna
English
fix
channel.
itself, the moment you said, you know, we're done with the game show, it just fixed itself. The bitrate is like 4K now. It's fine. It's all green. I think it's a curse. I'm pretty sure we're cursed.
I've
Like
got
the
that
box
magic touch,
didn't
baby.
want to be unearthed.
I've got that magic touch.
Whatever was in that tomb, it will probably get us. It will find a way. Or it might have been your magic touch, but probably not. I'm still betting on Aztec curse.
I'm betting on the magic touch and the magic school bus.
How long do you think until we get a lawsuit this time?
I'm thinking. I'm surprised Xbox didn't come back at me because of that E3 stream. Powered on Xbox.
I remember you doing that. I think. Wait, didn't we do Xbox at the same time?
Yes.
Yeah, it was those trailers that were just like 2 FPS. Very much like this broadcast which you're seeing right now.
Going at a sweet Microsoft PowerPoint presentation, one presentation at a time, one slide at a time.
Yeah, that was actually an advertisement for Microsoft Office 2019.
Look how much PowerPoint looks good. It's almost like it's a video game.
Yeah, it could render 3D graphics now. You could make PowerPoints with depth.
You could make a full PowerPoint with a video game.
Imagine that. An endless array
and they
of
had to
possibilities.
and they had to do it on like 2 games. They had to do it back to back just to prove that the power of the Xbox is unrivaled. It's the power of the Xbox One X.
Yeah, I remember them trying to play the trailer.
That thing should not do that.
It just failed. They tried playing it again, but it was with a shitty frame rate. So they just stopped playing the trailer and hard cut to the studio, where they had hosts and just restlessly tried to cover up the shit their fucking tech team was doing. Because I don't know who was backstage. Hopefully not someone I know. But that was some fucking shady shit. They tried to save it, but they couldn't.
It was it was gone. It was long gone. Oh man, dude. I wanted because before I can't. Right now, my memory is all a haze and a flutter because of my sleep schedule, turning my brain to mush. But I did at one point see I believe it was an article by some publication that claimed, or at least said that that the motherboard that is in the Xbox One X isn't all that up to snuff. It's not the best.
It's not got SATA in it. It's got USB 2s.
I mean, it shouldn't run like that. It's actually, I think it seems like it has some really beastly parts in it, you know?
Yeah, as far as I know, it's like
pretty good.
I think closer to the PlayStation Pro.
Yeah, PlayStation Pro will outbeat it any day of the week, I believe.
Sony's like pretty good. They've had my money for maybe a decade now.
Although I do, and I will want to. Well, I feel like all of the games that you can buy for the Xbox One. Well, actually, I will want to get an Xbox One X solely for the reason of there are a lot of 360 titles that I would like to be able to play on an Xbox One.
I mean, if you're buying an Xbox, you're basically buying it for, what is it, Gears of War? You're buying it for Halo?
Or for all the 360 titles.
I mean, what's like a good 360 exclusive that you can't get on PC or PlayStation?
Dante's Inferno.
I think you can get that on PS3, dude.
Besides that, is just PS3 sucks.
It's pretty exclusive.
Pretty fucking sucks. PS3 sucks. I hate it. But the 360 has the Dante's Inferno. It had Lollipop Chainsaw. It had that one spin-off of God of War. It has Devil May Cry 4. It has...
So you're saying things you can get on PC and PlayStation?
It has Banjo 3.
Okay, Banjo and Kazooie is an exclusive for Xbox, but they're pretty shit.
It has Portal 1s and 2.
You can get that on PC, man.
It has NBA Underground. And it has
that's a
lot
system seller right there.
And it has Project Love Live.
Is that one of your weird dating sims?
No, that's a JRPG of idols. Okay, you don't have to judge. You hear me coming up into your old mama's house talking about what you doing with that play to beat? No, you ain't gotta judge me. I don't judge you. But anyways, that's an exclusive. I don't know what else.
I just love how you're rummaging through the entire catalog to fucking find exclusives that are not Halo and Gears of War. They do not exist.
We got Prince of Persia, Halo 3, Reach, Bioshock 2, Eat Lead. I love this one. I had a Transformers game for this bitch. Transformers, Gears of War 3, exclusive. You know you love it. Frontline, Fuels of War, bootleg Call of Duty for us poor kids that couldn't afford it. And Elder Scrolls, Oblivion. Let me see if you can find a PC copy of that, huh?
Let me see you mod that shit, you know?
Let me see if you find a PC copy of that. That was a 360 exclusive, at least as far as my knowledge goes. Can't wait for somebody to prove me wrong tomorrow.
Yeah. I don't know.
But all of them.
I bought literally one Nintendo console in my life, and that was a DS, so I can play the Pokemons.
Just that.
And the shitty thing was, because I got the Pokemons after so many years of playing a really shitty imitation browser-based game, where I actually learned how to do graphic design. That's a story for another day. But there was this weird game on like a website that I think is still actually running after all these years. And when I actually got proper Pokemon, because I couldn't emulate for shit back then, I played that Pokemon, I think it was Platinum for the DS, the one with Giratina.
You got Platinum.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
And I played that shit for 24 hours and beat it.
Excuse me?
I was so deep into that shit. I
Is that a world record?
Probably not, but still, it was pretty damn fast. I remember that because I always start with a fire type because I'm an edgelord. I got, I think it was not Charmander. It was that monkey guy. Shit. It was Turtwig, Piplup, and Chimchar.
Chimchar.
Yeah, I got Chimchar.
monkey type. That little fire monkey.
So I got him, and I think I didn't switch to any other Pokemon for the duration of the game. By the end, he was so fucking buff that when I entered the water gym,
He was just a straight up gorilla. He started the game a monkey. He ended it a full blown silver.
I fucking
gorilla.
killed a water gym with a fire type Pokemon. I was really into it.
I don't know how you just brute forced your way through that, because
I brute forced Pokemon so fucking hard.
At some point you were bound, to get picks that counter you.
I think the only time I actually lost was one of the Elite Four, who I then later beat up really fucking hard with a full health. Fucking Infernape or whatever his evolution was called.
You're bound to get different.
I steamrolled through Pokemon. I was literally killing everything, and because I as a kid noticed that the XP values for killing a trainer's Pokemon against a wild Pokemon were really fucking, big in comparison. I was going for fucking trainers, man. I was killing those guys left and right. And when it inevitably came to the end, I was like, alright, I have one Pokemon? Oh, you should complete your Pokedex. Nah, man. I just want me badges.
It's like, give me a Pokemon. Cool. Alright, let's beat the game. But how about getting all of them? Nah, man. Nah, we beating the game.
I don't know that shit.
The game, bro.
So I think that's where my crippling game completion sickness appeared. Where I'm like...
Pokemon is the gateway drug. It's the gateway drug basically to all other video games.
I think I also got it because it had like the only sequel to Okami. And I remember quitting on the last boss because I didn't want to kill it.
You didn't want to kill Orochi?
No, it wasn't Orochi. The last boss was, I think, of the kid that sits on your back.
Oh, Isun? You have to fight him?
No, it's a different kid, because in the second one you play as the daughter of Okami.
Oh.
And you I think you get the son of Susanoo and Kushi to ride on your back.
Oh, sweet.
And it was really cool with the DS. I need to play through that again, man.
I didn't even know there was a second title. What's the name of it?
Okami Den, I think. You can Google that if you want.
Oh, it's just one word.
Yeah.
Oh, that's adorable. That looks adorable. And they got a full 8 out of 5. That's good.
It's
on the
good.
DS?
Yeah.
Oh, I need to get me an emulator again and try this out.
I think you can find it on emulators. It's going to be hard to play with all the fucking drawing you have to do with the mouse, but if I can do it with a PS2 controller, you can do it with a mouse.
It really did capitalize on it, I guess.
Yeah.
It super did capitalize on its use of whatchamacallit, the drawing feature. Hey, it's on the Wii too.
Is it?
Yeah. 17. Wow. The DS copy is much more expensive than that.
I just love how there's reviews for the game when you Google it. And there's
also
8.5 out of 10 for IGN, 82% for Metacritic, and then 4.7 out of 5 from MU Paradise.
Man, the DS had a crap ton of strange and obscure games for it that I don't think any of us even saw the light of day of here in the West. Check it. We've got Ghost Trick Phantom Detective. Looks pretty neat. Oh, the Ace Wright games were absolutely bae. Those were bae.
I actually tried playing one, but I think I didn't understand English enough to go through with it. I think I was still on my oh yeah, I like action games better than story. Part of my life.
I weirdly played the Professor Layton games for no reason. No reason other than just I did it. They were there. I had a DS in that moment, and also Elite Beat Agents.
I've heard that's really good, but I never had it. I wasn't really interested in it.
It's one of the most funnest rhythm time games I think I've played ever, and it was just this. It was just the strangest game of I just really like this. I don't get it. It's super weird, but I love it. I love it, and it's awesome.
I'm gonna actually try, you know.
And also,
getting
Bravely
into
Default
it.
is the fucking shit.
But that's a new one, isn't it?
Somewhat new. I feel like it's a little bit of a 3DS kind of debut one, maybe.
Yeah, I was thinking of getting a 3DS, but then I was kind of like, what am I actually gonna play on that shit? I'm gonna get a Pokemon, and I don't like Zelda. I'm not a Mario man. I don't partake in the Smash really. There's not gonna be a Bayonetta for it. I am considering probably after like maybe a few years from now getting a Switch, because it's gonna have like Bayo 1, 2 and 3 on the portable. And that tickles my fancy more than anything else.
Speaking of like these obscure, wait, what's this? Shenmue 2? Shenmue 1 and 2, right? For the PlayStation 4.
I've
Try
heard
out
a
Shenmue.
lot of things about Shenmue. Like, it's probably like the progenitor to those David Cage games.
Shenmue is on the PS4? Oh, we
They
can play
remade
this
it, I
regular
think.
now.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm buying that. Well, I
And
forgot.
apparently
Amazon
there's
has a
like
lot of games that you can't get
Shenmue
here.
3, which is like
Wow.
a new one that they're making, but I don't know why. Apparently a lot of people like Shenmue. I think it's like the Yakuza phenomenon. You probably like it if you play it, but if you don't ever, come across it, you're never gonna think about it. I'm really,
really
in
is the
fucking love
Yakuza
with
syndrome.
Yakuza. It's
Oh, that game is gorgeous. That game's bae.
Did you know they're gonna be porting them over to PC, like Zero and Kiwami, which is the remake of the first one?
What?
Yeah, they're gonna be on Steam for $15.
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna get those. I was thinking of getting them on PS4, but I'm like, do I though? Do I want that on the PS4?
I do it for the streaming capability. Whatever I'd like to do, I'd like to put as much stuff as I can on a PS4, because when you just got one computer, you can't be doing that one computer setup all the time. You got to split the loads, split the work.
I wish I had the money for a streaming PC. I have a mate that somehow acquired money and got a separate streaming PC. And he can do like 9K bitrate without breaking a sweat.
Because it's not, and I always thought, I always theorized about something like that, because I thought, it's like probably not even the big tower ones can do it all at once, can they? Not even the big tower ones can just both
There's
be
like
encoding
a
the stream
tower
and playing
which
the
I
game.
remember existing, which was literally a 2-computer build in one tower.
Oh,
They kind of like did co-processing, I believe, and they just split the load in between 2 computers. However that was possible, I don't know. It might have been just like
I've seen some
computers
2
stuffed
CPU
into...
motherboards.
Yeah.
It's
Those
strange.
exist. There's server, I think. Like, server motherboard.
Yeah, basically servers and like really, really hardcore places are run on like multi-processor boards. I've seen one where it was like a 3x3 line of processors on it.
Which,
They get epic. They get insane.
conjures some weird feelings in a computer nerd's body, but you realise how much fucking power that's gonna draw from the wall. You can probably fry your fucking house's system just by plugging it in.
Oh, if you
existing in air.
You just plug that into a regular household outlet. Quake is going to run at 200 beyond, and it's going to be awesome. But you'd have to play that while you're burning down with your house.
Your electricity bill is going to be running at 200 as well. It's going to be pretty bad.
Not to mention, you just got to play it while your house is burning down now, because that thing is basically a fucking nuke in terms of heat.
I wish I could do that.
Just give it another. I say give this another decade. We're gonna see fucking quantum processors in
They
like
apparently
the
exist now, but they're
yeah no
weird computers. They're
Q processors, Q processors, and Q computers. Holy shit, they can do some stuff because what it's relying on is the information's equivalent of superpositioning theory, where let's say you have a point in space that's A and B, uh, and you have object C. Now, typically in regular conventional physics, object C can only be in either A or B. In order it has to move from those two spots to be in either spot, but it can only be at one spot in a time, at a time. But at the quantum level, at like that like that tiny level, when things get abysmally small, the quanta, where quantum physics and theory is derived from, uh, objects, instead of C only being at A or B and having to move between them, C is both at A and B at the same time. This object is like just continuously being in two completely different spots in two completely different units of space at the same time, to the point where it looks like there's two of them there, but it's the same thing that's just doing the same thing. And that's what superpositioning is. And they relate that into the term of information technology. And they, it ingrains it into the very DNA of programming with the binary, where zeros and ones. Because when you disassemble all of a computer's software and logarithm because the hardware is just the capacity to run the algorithms and the logarithms and the software. And conventional software can only, it's like when you strip it down to the binary, it's only a 0 or it's a 1. And every single aspect and component of its software is this mixed amalgamation of it's either a 0 or it's a 1, or it's a different combination of 0 and 1. But in the supercomputer, which is relying on its superpositioning on the binary instead of like conventional physics on the binary in a regular computer, one unit of code is both a 0 and a 1 at the same time. So you have not now only like doubled the computing power of a computer, you did it 10 to the power of like 100 to the computer's processing power. This is it's like an exponential jump beyond belief.
But can it run Crysis though?
It can run Crysis on Ultra, everything on Ultra, shadows on Ultra, anti-aliasing on time 16, full screen, borderless, 120 FPS. Swear to God. On my mama.
That's some mean ass computing power you've got there, man.
That is some beyond shit. That's some I can't really even start to think about this because I'm gonna be getting some headaches. See?
Yeah, imagine when you get a qubit in your house. It's like, oh, what is that flight? Oh no, it's superpositioning. What's happening? And then just a void appears inside your living room. And fucking space aliens try to come out and rape your lemon juice, but you're like, but it can.
Man, I hate it when they come out. I hate it when they come out rape my lemon juice. That's shitty. I hate it when they come out trying to rape my lemon juice.
You can't let that happen.
In any case, gentlemen, I think that's going to be it from us. Thank you, everybody, and thank you for coming and watching the Behind the Fence podcast, the greatest show ever done behind the fence. Tune in next week, same time, same dudes, as we
Explore
take
lesbianism.
over. Yeah, that.
Thanks,
All right.
producers in the background who are helping us at every moment of our life. Keep digging, you morons.
All right, roll the outro. Woohoo!